working takes a toll on the mind and the body in ways that we don't even realize. They want us to work from the age of 18 until we're 60. And I already understood this years ago. We all understand this. You don't get to retire until you're 55, 60. But one thing that I thought about recently, that makes it even worse is that you get no break. The weekends are not a break, not if you have kids. You don't get a break on the weekends. The kids are crying. They're yelling. They're hungry. They use the bathroom on themselves. They want to go play. You tell them no, they get even more mad. Kids are constant 24/7 work. When you get off from work, the kids need 24/7 care until they fall asleep. One time I was at someone's house and this girl had a kid. It wasn't the girl I was dealing with. It was a girl that somebody I know was dealing with. And when I tell you, bro, I don't remember what happened, man. I'm trying not to laugh, man, because it ain't funny. But something happened. And it wasn't bad, bro. I think the kid wanted to play with a toy and she said no or something like that. She put the baby in the room. I'm telling you right now, baby was screaming for like an hour straight. I don't know how you have vocal range like that. Me, hey man, if I'm screaming for 10 minutes, bro, I'm gonna lose the bass in my voice. I'm gonna go hoarse. For 1 hour straight, he was screaming to the top of his lungs, nonstop. She tried to get him to be quiet, that didn't work. The dude tried to go in there, that didn't work. Non-stop. Crying, screaming. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, it's stuff like this that makes me never want to have one of my own. It's stuff like this that will ruin my night. It won't even my baby, and I'm just sitting there shaking my head. I'm like, bro, I gotta get out of here, bro. And I think I even had a headache that day too. I'm like, man, I cannot do this, bro. I gotta leave. It is annoying hearing that for an hour nonstop. So as you have one or two options. Either you sit there and let them keep doing it, or two, you find a way to get them to be quiet. It is annoying. So that takes constant work. 24/7. And then I'll tell y'all another story. I was talking to somebody, and me, I was just telling them, I was like, nah, I ain't getting married, having kids. It's just too much work. It's too much stress for me personally. I know my limits. And this person was like, oh, you say that now, but in 10 years, you're going to want some of your own. And then like 30 minutes later, I heard the person that told me I'm going to change my mind in 10 years. I heard this person talking to somebody else that got kids. And what I'm saying, I was just, listening in. And the person was like, I'm so exhausted. Like, when I get home from work, the baby, crying, screaming, it's just so exhausting having to cater, to their every need. And I'm just sitting there, I kept my mouth shut, but I'm just sitting there, I'm like, why would you tell me I'm gonna change my mind in 10 years? And you just told someone else, and I heard you come from your own mouth, and you just said you're exhausted all the time now. Why would I sign up for that? Why? When I've already been there in your shoes without the babies being involved. When I was grinding in high school, working and taking 7 classes, I remember how exhausted I was. Averaging 4 hours of sleep per night because I had to stay up late and do homework so I could keep my 3.7, 3.8 GPA. I remember how when the weekends would come, I was so drained and exhausted, I didn't even want to go out and have fun. I'm like, man, I'm finna sit in the crib all weekend and watch Netflix and play the video game, and that's it. I'm not working out. I'm not doing nothing. And a lot of times I will go against my word. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody hit me up, hey man, you trying to go to the beach? Girl hit me up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You trying to go over here with some of my friends? And I'm like, Zay, you told yourself you ain't gonna go out this weekend. You know, but I'm like, man, I mean, they asking me to go. It's probably gonna be fun. Why not? And I would regret it. Because every time I would say, I'm gonna go out for 4 hours and come back to the crib so I can relax. It never went down like that. Every time I said I'm coming back home in 4 hours, 4 hours turned into 10 hours. I'm out the whole Saturday. So then I really only have Sunday to rest and relax. And I would regret it. I would be sitting on the edge of my bed and I'd be like, I said, bro, right back at it tomorrow. In less than 24 hours, you're right back taking 7 classes. You're right back at work at 3 o'clock p.m. up until 10. And you're going to be up all night doing math homework. All night doing English homework. And you got to do it. You ain't got no choice. If you don't do it, you lose your GPA. It's a wrap. I remember how I felt. That's why when I got to college, I told myself, and I'm pretty sure that I've mentioned this at least once, I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I said, I'm not doing that again. I am not working and doing college at the same time. I'm going to be tired again. I don't want to go through that. My life got better, bro, once I stopped trying to do both at the same time like I'm Superman. It got better. You want to know why? Because my sleep got better. I started getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night in college, bro. I went from averaging 4 to 4 hours and 30 minutes of sleep in high school to 7 to 9. Seriously. Some nights I would only get 6, but it was days, bro, I slept for 9 hours. I slept like a baby. And I look at my phone, I'm like, I really was knocked out for 9 hours straight. I'm like, that's so crazy. And I would feel so good. I would feel so good that I was able to work out Monday through Friday, even now. Because my energy is there. When you get 8 hours of sleep versus 4 hours, bro, it is a major difference physically and mentally. I'm more alert. I'm more energetic. You feel me? I just feel overall better just because I can get more sleep. That's because I'm not stressed out all the time. I'm telling you, working, it takes a toll on the mind and the body. And it's sad that they want you to do it until you're 55 because you might not even be here until you're 55. My friends done lost their parents and their parents were in their 40s because of minor health issues like high blood pressure and obesity. One day, their parents don't wake up. I done lost family members in their 40s to minor health problems. So the idea that you're gonna live until you're 70 is cap. That's what you're expected to live unto. But in reality, if we're keeping it 100, I ain't gonna lie to you, you really got till you 45, 50. If you make it past 45, 50, you better get on your knees and look up into the stars and look up into the sky and give the highest one above all the glory. Because a lot of people nowadays, due to the bad diet and the things that we eat, you walk outside, you inhaling the toxins from the atmosphere, you'll be lucky to make it past 45, 50, including me. You'll be lucky. So trust me when I say this. The life that we living ain't the way it's supposed to be. If they said work from 18 to 30, 12 years ain't that bad. But they want you to work from 18 until you 60. 18 until you 60. I'm not good at math, but ain't that 42 years? I mean, some of y'all, you might get lucky and be able to, be done at 55, bro, but you might not be that lucky. You might have to work till you 60. 65. Telling you, bro. By the time you get that age, you're leaning over because your back hurt. You done had 5 surgeries in your knees. I remember this one dude, bro. He had, man, I know he said he had like, I think 3, 4 knee surgeries on his left knee. And he like 62, still working. Still working. Still standing up teaching and his knee is bad. He can't stand up for long. Yet he's still forcing himself to do it because he got no choice. That is not life. I don't even think I mentioned the part about the vacations either. You only take one vacation a year. That's one 7-day vacation. There's 365 days in a year. So 358 days out of the year, you're constantly working, including the weekends because of the kids, and you only take off 7. You get away from work, you get away from the kids for 7 days because you get somebody to babysit them. You get 7 days away from it all. That ain't enough. That ain't nothing. With all the stuff you got to deal with, you really need like 10 vacations a year. You need 70 days worth of vacation time. If we're really being honest, 7 days ain't nothing. So working, it is a very detrimental thing to the mind and body. And the only way to get out of it, bro, is to be smart. That's the only way to get out of it. The more money you make, the easier life will be. But even then, in order to make a lot of money, you still got to work. The only way you can make a lot of money, bro, without having to work your life away is if you go to school. Seriously. If you go to school and you making $50, $100 an hour, bro, then you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna have to work your whole life. Or you can work part-time instead of full-time. You can work, 3 days a week instead of 5. Or 2 days a week instead of 5. I mean, that's the only way to make it easier for you. Go to school. I was talking to my homie the other day about this. And we was like, bro, well, no, I said this, but he agreed. I said, bro, you got 3 options: military, school, or go work at a yard or shipyard or something when you building ships and all that extra stuff. I said, that's all you can do. So you got 3 options. I told him, I said, bro, I cannot stand school, G. I said, I cannot stand it. If I had another option to make a lot of money, I said, bro, I would have never did it. I said, I'm tired. I would have loved to drop out. I don't like writing no 10, 15 page papers. I don't like doing any of that stuff. But I said, I forced myself to do it because I know this is the best way to live the best life. And I told him, I don't want kids neither. I said, because they take money from you and take away energy from you. I want to live the best, easiest life as possible. I'm not trying to work till I'm 55, 60, G. I want to get out. I want to be done by a young age. I want to retire at a young age, or at least when I'm 45, I'm barely working at all, so it's like I'm retired. That's what I told my homeboy. Because if you think I'm going to work until I'm 60 years old, oh man, bro. Just me saying that is hilarious to me. If you think I'm gonna work till I'm 60, man, and I got knee surgeries and back surgeries, nah, bro. Can't do it. That ain't life. Taking one vacation a year, that ain't life.